Hello my dear students, today we are starting a new chapter, chapter 3rd from your chemistry, that is water. So here first thing we will learn about that water is a universal solvent, means what is water, and in our daily life it is a essential substance, essential liquid for our life. Okay, without drinking water people can't survive. Okay, because it is a universal solvent also, means everywhere it is present, although its calorific value is zero, means drinking water doesn't give you any calorie, but it's the liquid, it's the solvent on which all the particles will move, and means a transport system will total transport system is um, arranged on this water. Okay, so students, come to the introduction. Formula is H2O, and chemical name, UPAC name is dihydrogen oxide, because two hydrogen, that's why dihydrogen oxide. And molecular mass, for hydrogen, 2 hydrogen means 1 into 2, and oxygen 16, so 18 AMU. Okay, atomic mass unit. In language of chemistry chapter, I explain what's the difference between AMU and gram and all other things. So students, its molecular mass is 18 AMU, and come to the introduction. So water is the most important natural resource. More than 70% earth area is occupied by the water. Okay, however hardly 2 to 5% water is a fresh water, okay, including frozen water, means which we are using for the drinking purpose. Okay, water exists all three physical phase, solid, liquid, gas, which is ice, water, and water vapor. Okay, so it occurs both free as well as combined state. Okay, so let's move to the next page. Here you can see that water is the major constituent of living being. In our human body also, around 70% of the body weight is water. Okay, so can you imagine, 70% of the body, and other 30% is only the solid part of our body. Okay, otherwise 70% is the water. Water contents of water occurs in both free and combined state. Water has the ability to dissolve wide range of substance, that's why it is called universal substance. It is a very important question used to come, so remember this thing. The ability of water to form solution is responsible for all the life process occurring in the nature and substances uh, substances of life in on earth. Okay, at the same time, the same characteristics, the basic cause of pollution of water. Now here, water is purified for drinking purpose, means it will be purified by suspended particle by filtration, dissolving impurities by distillation, and bacterial impurities by adding calculated amount of chlorine. Okay, these are the some process to make pure water, to remove the impurities, whether it can be bacterial infection. Generally we used for drinking purpose. Some physical properties, water is colorless, tasteless, waterless substance, and its boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade, at under normal pressure, means 76 centimeter of Hg or 760 millimeter of Hg, which is the general normal pressure as NTP or STP, you can say that its boiling point is 100 degree, because with respect to the pressure, boiling point also increase or decrease. Okay, so that is the thing, if the pressure is less than 76 degree above the means high area, means above the hilly area, in that time at low temperature, as the pressure is less, so low temperature it used to boil, water used to boil. Okay, so that's why boiling point depend on the height, means depend on the pressure, you can say. Okay, less pressure means boil, at low temperature start boiling happens. So here also it has written, if you read you can understand that the vapor pressure equal to atmospheric pressure. Thus greater the pressure, higher the boiling point. Okay, so in hills water boils at temperature lower than 100 degree, okay, with atmospheric pressure being low means 70 degree. At top of Mount Everest at 70 degree water used to start boiling, okay, and so food is not cooked properly there, okay, therefore pressure cookers are useful in the hill. Understand, means at low pressure water quickly begins to boil, but the exact in our general normal clean plain surface area at the plains, we need 100 degree to cook the proper food. So at 70 degree water start boiling and evaporate up, but the cook will not cooking means the food particles is not properly cooked, okay. So that's why cooking is not good happens properly in the hilly area. So that's why they take pressure cooker, okay, which is a one kind of isolated system, pressure cooker. So there it is in thermodynamics you will learn about the pressure cooker, okay, it is totally independent because it's totally isolated system created, so high pressure will cook the food inside the pressure cooker, okay. So now freezing point of water, melting point of water, that's 0 degree, below the 0 degree it will freeze and above 0 degree it will melt. So pure water freezes at 0 degree under normal pressure, okay. Freezing point water decrease with increase in pressure, that is also with increased pressure freezing point decrease, and the freezing point water decrease due to presence of dissolved impurities, okay. If dissolving that's why in water salt in the cold countries, in the water if you mix the salt its freezing point will decrease, okay. So now the density at 4 degree centigrade water has its maximum density, okay. So at 4 degree centigrade water has maximum, you need to remember student, maybe you think that at 0 degree the density is maximum because ice has more denser than water, but it's not true. You know that ice is there is lots of space inside the ice, so ice is less denser than water, that's why it's flowed in the water, okay. So actually the density of water highest at 4 degree centigrade water is the highest denser, okay, and ice also less denser than the water. So that's why here is the graph, students. Anomalous expansion of water, it is very interesting topic. In physics also, heat and energy chapter you will learn, my video is available, you learn there that at 4 degree the density is maximum. Again means below 4 degree density less, but up to 4 degree density increase, and then again after 4 degree it's begun to decrease. You can watch my lecture here, you can easily understand. That's why the sea element used to when there is lots of cold, sea animals can alive, okay. Maybe there is above there is freeze, ice is there, but below the temperature is 4 degree because it is more denser. That's why 4 degree at 4 degree centigrade water the sea animals used to live, okay. They will not die, not dead during extreme cold weather, extreme cold countries, okay. Above portion totally there is ice, but below there is 4 degree temperature water is there. That's why the sea creature will not dead, they will live there. And similarly students, the amount of heat energy required, what is latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization, that without changing the temperature, okay. Suppose at 0 degree, that is fusion means ice change 0 degree temperature. At 0 degree temperature ice converted into water and water converted into ice also when that 0 degree, but some heat will dip on the ice or extract from the water, reverse will happens. So that is called latent heat of fusion, okay. That is 80 calorie per gram or 336 joule per gram, okay. So you just remember this thing, 336 joule per gram or 80 calorie per gram, that is the at fixed temperature when water converted into ice, water solidified, 1 gram water converted into 1 gram ice, okay. It you need to extract 80 calorie heat, okay. And reverse also true, means 1 gram ice converted into 1 gram water, you need to give 80 calorie heat, okay. 80 calorie heat you have to give, but temperature will be same 0 degree. both case temperature will be 0 degree. So that is the latent heat of fusion. Similarly, same case for latent heat of vaporization, that value is, remember this thing, 540 calorie per gram or 2 to 68 joule per gram. Okay, so students, I know you learn this thing in class 8, you have it in physics. I think in physics chapter matter, all these things I explain very properly. My videos also available. I know you can understand. Now what is specific heat capacity? It has been found that 1 gram of water when heated through 1 degree centigrade always absorb 4.2 joule of heat energy. Okay, this fixed energy absorbed by 1 gram of water through the water when heated through 1 degree centigrade, okay, that is called specific. Means amount of, means you understand that amount of heat energy when 1 gram water increase the temperature 1 degree. Okay, so when you are increasing the temperature, you giving the heat, otherwise except absorbing heat, temperature will not increase. Okay, so that absorption of heat, to convert 1 gram water to 1 degree centigrade increasing temperature, you need to provide 4.2 joule heat. That is called its specific heat capacity. Okay, so that the definition also you can write that 1 gram water to increase temperature 1 degree centigrade, amount of heat needed 4.2 joule, that is called specific heat capacity, and it is very high value. Okay, that's why you know, because of high specific heat is commonly used in as coolant in motor, car radiator, desert coolers. Okay, because students, you know that value is not so less. Okay, 4.2 joule for 1 gram. Okay, for 1 gram water, that's why a sufficient amount of heat you need to provide. Okay, or sufficient amount of heat you need to absorb to convert the states of water. That's why it is used in the motor car radiator or desert cooler. Okay, desert cooler. Okay, so due to that is also the presence of large amount of water is able to modify the climate of the nearby land area. You just read this thing. Okay, that's why due to high specific heat capacity, the iceberg used to float. Okay, it will not quickly totally converted into water. Okay, because you need to it need to absorb to that amount of heat from the water, then the ice will melt. It will not that easily it will melt. Okay, so that's why iceberg used to float, and you learn it in class 8 due to high specific heat capacity. Similarly, student, water has a high dielectric constant. Students, I am explaining here what is a high dielectric constant. That means the attraction of the cation or anion towards itself. Okay, means suppose a sodium chloride, when you mix water in it, H2O, that H2O will attract Na plus, and that absorption, that attraction of the cation or anion, different ion towards itself, that is called the dielectric constant. Okay, maybe it is not over here properly. So as a result is that electrostatic force of attraction. Okay, so that sodium chloride, they become ionized more in the water because of the high dielectric constant of water. Okay, means water force it to separate Na plus Cl minus. So that is called dielectric constant, and water has a high dielectric value is around 91, I think, and that value is generally very high. Okay, that's why it has written over here, you just read here. As a result, it reduced electrostatic force of attraction between positive and negative ion and dissolve even inorganic compounds, which is usually electrovalent. Okay, and you know electrovalent compounds means ionic compounds will dissolve in water, because students remember this thing, the dissolve solubility, which is also soluble, you can say dissolve or soluble, like dissolve like, means that is the principle of solubility. Like dissolves like means polar will dissolve in polar, non-polar in dissolve in non-polar. Water is a polar solvent. Okay, and electrovalent compound also polar means ionic. Okay, so ionic substance will dissolve in the polar solvent, which is water, in water. That's why electrovalent compounds generally dissolve in water due to their ionic, and secondary, water has high dielectric constant. Okay, so here also To show ordinary tap water contain dissolved solids, generally very easy, students. You just put the tap water on a substance and boil it, then after some time you can see some left behind it. Okay. uh, so that's why you can say after evaporation, um, some substance will solid will left. They are the dissolved salts or minerals present in the water, and you know, student, that they are very helpful for our body. Dissolved minerals will just all the, you know, without dissolved salt and minerals, water is a human also can't alive by getting only H2O. H2O means H plus OH minus, which is called distilled water. Okay, distilled water means which this H2O, only H2O means water contains only H2O, H plus and OH minus is only there. That water used in the laboratory purpose. But students, that's why mineral water and distilled water is different. Okay, distilled water contain only these two ion, only H2O, which is not favorable for drinking purpose. You know, if a person drink distilled water, lacks of mineral takes place in his body. After some day it will happen. Okay, so the dissolved water you can't, distilled water you can't use for drinking purpose, but we use mineral water. That's why everywhere in TV, everywhere you can see the advertisement that mineral water. No, nobody says about distilled water. Okay, so that mineral water means water contain different types of minerals and salts, everything. Okay, so dissolve, they are salt, minerals are very important for our body. That's why, student, if you say, if some minerals excess amount present in the water, you know, due to presence of iron, you can see the water bodies become red type. Okay, if you have the tube oil in your home, you can see if that water contain more iron, a reddish layer is there around the tube oil everywhere. Okay, so everyone used to say that water has lots of iron. Similarly, students, if excess amount of mineral is there in the water, you need to go with a water treatment, and that excess amount mineral also not good for the health. You know, arsenic present in water, that is also not good for the health, but still we need the mineral water. So here next page, air dissolved in water, that a proper experiment setup. You can see a round bottom flask filled with water, which is heated, and after heating, you know, that dissolved gases and everything will collect over here. So that is the experiment. You read it, you can easily understand. Now come to the importance of dissolve air dissolve in water. Students, you know, marine life will alive by using that oxygen. Okay, that oxygen, different gases dissolve air means the gases dissolve in the water. Okay, that dissolved oxygen is the life means lifeline for the marine elements. Okay, many marine elements are taking the oxygen from that water, and they are alive by using that oxygen, dissolved oxygen. So importance of dissolve, that is important question for exam purpose, so remember this thing. Okay, that aquatic animal marine life using that oxygen, and how much oxygen is there, you can see that 1 liter water contains around 40 centimeter cube. Okay, 40 centimeter cube dissolved oxygen, cube cc you can say, centimeter cube or cubic centimeter, cc unit will be there, cc. Okay, cubic centimeter, around that amount of oxygen is present, and which is, and you know, they used to undergo the photosynthesis, aquatic plants also. Okay, they are using that oxygen and carbon dioxide, they are using dissolved carbon dioxide. Similarly, carbon dioxide also there for the photosynthesis purpose. Oh, okay, so similarly, students, here also carbon dioxide dissolved in water react with limestone to form calcium bicarbonate. Okay, and that calcium bicarbonate form the outer skeleton of the micromarine organisms. Okay, like oysters, snails, okay, etc. So students, this is the first exercise. Next day I will explain about the I explain about the solution. Thank you.